Now, whilst everyone is talking about the Liver King being a snake oil salesman, you've got Salt Bae being a cringe bae at the World Cup, or even Logan Paul's Zootopia crypto scam, I thought I'd talk about something completely different and unheard of on this channel. I'm going to talk about Batfleck, but I'm going to be talking about why he's gone from being able to turn his head in Batman v Superman to not being able to turn his head in Justice League. Short answer, new material. Long answer, this video, but it's going to make for a bit of fun behind the scenes info. Considering it's that time between Christmas and New Year's where all the days blend together, you don't know what's going on. You end up going to the fridge and eating a leftover block of cheese from Christmas Day or the holidays. How about you sit down and enjoy that block of cheese and watch this video? What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris. Now, if you guys haven't, I highly recommend checking out my video on how Batfleck was able to turn his head in BVS. If you haven't checked it out, here is a quick catch-up on how Affleck was able to turn his head in that beautiful BVS cowl. So once Affleck was cast as Batman in the upcoming Zack Snyder film Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Jose Fernandez of Ironhead Studio, the founder of Ironhead Studio, was tasked with creating the Batsuit and the Wonder Woman costumes. But this time around, Jose and his crew wanted to do something different. They wanted Batman to be able to properly turn his head in a one-piece cowl, not a separated cowl like Christian Bale's The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises cowl, legit comic book style Dark Knight Returns head turn Batman. The process was an engineering feat in terms of costuming. You had the legendary Rob Freitas, Jim McLaughlin at the helm doing the core work, the mold work, and essentially it was a well-developed and well-engineered collapsible core where the foam latex was injected into. There were a series of air pockets in that big bulky neck. There was a structure in the skull area of the cowl that locked on to Affleck's head or his stunt double Richard Citrone's head. So you had an anchor point at the top, you had an anchor point at the bottom where the bottom of the cowl would anchor and Velcro onto the Batsuit. Having these two anchor points and thin air pockets in the neck allowed for the head to turn. Sounds simple when you word it out, but apparently this took months to perfect. But the fact is, they were able to make a one-piece, seamless foam latex cowl where you could turn your head and not look like a fucking goofball. So BVS is released in 2016 and is a monumental feat, sweeping out the Oscars, getting a full fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Look, the film does have its problems. It's not the greatest film, but what always stood out to me was Batfleck. His performance is not only Batman, but also Bruce Wayne, and also that glorious Batsuit, Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman costume, and of course, Henry Cavill's beautiful Superman suit. Now, unfortunately, when the film came out, Ironhead Studios was not credited for their work on the Batsuit and the Wonder Woman suit. I don't know how that happened. I don't know why that happened. There's the saying, oh, sometimes things just happen, but no, like, what the hell, man? Ironhead, in my opinion, created one of the best live-action on-screen Batsuits. How could you fuck that up? So anyway, rightfully so, Jose, the crew at Ironhead, are feeling a little bit bitter, but in the meantime, Justice League is amping up, and this time they're packing up and no longer filming in LA, they're gonna be filming in the UK. Apparently, Ironhead were asked to be involved again in Justice League, but Jose had been burnt one too many times, and he said, nah, I'm gonna bow out of this one. Unfortunately, that meant that all the molds that they generated for BVS had to now be shipped to the UK because it is technically and legally the property of Warner Brothers. This included the glorious cowl mold, Affleck's cowl mold from BVS, where he was able to turn his head, the engineering feat of costuming technology. So they shipped the molds over the UK, pre-production begins where they start working on the Justice League's costumes. We've got Aquaman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, Batfleck's brand new costume that involves something a little bit different from his original costume from BVS with some added plating and stuff like that. We also have the tactical suit that he wears towards the end of the film. We've got Henry Cavill's Superman suit and also Ray Fisher's motion tracker pajamas. Very high-tech stuff. So apparently upon receiving the highly engineered cowl mold in the UK, the fabricators could not figure out how this thing worked nor reverse engineer it. The going word is that they called back to LA to Ironhead and said, hey, can you give us the hand with this? And Ironhead were essentially like, nope, you got this, you can figure it out. So they had to scrap the whole idea and the whole notion of using the original BVS cowl and Affleck's newly designed Batsuit bodysuit. And that's why they had to sculpt a brand new cowl and cast it in urethane. Yes, urethane, the stuff that us cosplayers wear for cowls, helmets, armor, stuff like that. Not foam latex, urethane. So there's this behind the scenes footage called Suit Up, where they go behind the scenes with costume designer Michael Wilkinson, and he goes through and shows you some of the behind the scenes looks of the Justice League costumes. Now, when we get to the Batfleck cows, we see the tactical suit in clay form. It looks beautiful, it's on Ben's life scan, it looks incredible, but we pan over and they've got one of the BVS cows there for reference. So obviously they're trying to figure this thing out. It'd be one of those things where if they could figure it out, they'd have to generate fresh cows, because the foam latex of the original BVS cows would definitely have broken down over time from Affleck sweat, from Richard Citrone sweat, from stagehands handling it and whatnot. It definitely will have broken down and lost its original strength. And then we look and there's the brand new Justice League cow. And as you'll hear Michael Wilkinson say in this clip, they're experimenting with a brand new material.
And this is the new cowl that we're developing. We're trying a new material that's super flexible.
No, Wilco, that's not a brand new material. That's urethane, because you couldn't figure out the original mold and dissect it and reverse engineer it, because the original Ironhead mold makers are fucking geniuses. And that's why Affleck was unable to have that beautiful movement that he had in BVS in Justice League. They'd gone back to urethane, they couldn't figure it out. So for majority of the shoot, it was a urethane cowl. Apparently for the reshoots of Justice League, they went back to foam latex. They probably had to make a core and stuff like that, a brand new core, brand new mold to inject the foam latex into, and you can definitely tell there is a difference with how the mouth opening on the cow hugs Ben's face. In the original urethane cow, he has a bit of a chubby cherub look going on, and that is no disrespect towards how Ben looks physically. It's just more or less how urethane looks on your skin and just how it behaves. Like, foam latex is a lot more stretchy, a lot more forgiving, and a lot more softer. Now, don't get me wrong, I really dig the Justice League original Batsuit. I think it's nice. I don't get the additional bits of armor plating. It's like Malibu Stacy with the new hat.
But she's got a new hat.
The tactical suit is great, mind you, I don't like the goggles.
The goggles do nothing.
The cowl is okay. Again, the cowl was made in urethane. It looks a lot more thicker than the original Justice League cowl from the first half of the film. And actually, at one point, you can see the Justice League cowl for one shot in Suicide Squad when Batfleck confronts Deathstroke with his daughter in the alleyway. Apparently, they had the Justice League cowl fresh out of the mold, and they took it to set when they were filming in Canada for Suicide Squad, and they just wanted to try it for one shot to see if anyone would notice. I didn't notice at first until someone brought it to my attention, and it's that one single shot right here. That is Affleck sporting the Justice League cowl, and then we cut back to the BVS cowl. Now, they were able to use the BVS cowls for Suicide Squad because they were still fresh. They'd literally gone from filming Batman v Superman right onto filming Suicide Squad, so the cows hadn't exactly copped a massive thrashing and still had a bit of strength left in them. And there you have it, geeks and geekettes. Short answer, they used a brand new material. Long answer, they couldn't figure out the bloody molds over in the UK, and then they had to make a brand new cowl, brand new sculpt, and a brand new material that they were experimenting with. So geeks and geekettes, I hope you had a very Merry Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you had a good one regardless of what you did. I hope it was a good one and a safe one. Again, hopefully this was a bit of entertainment. Currently working on my Wolverine cosplay, but there you have it. That's the reason why Affleck was unable to turn his head in Justice League. Guys, wherever you are in the world, please have yourselves an absolute cracker of a day. I hope you're well. Hope you're happy. Be merry, be silly. And until next time, geeks and geekettes, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.